What's up everyone, welcome back to Own the Hunt. Today we're going to be doing a full review on the Pulsar Telos XL50 LRF. Stick around. Well guys, welcome back. Like I said, we're going to be reviewing the new Pulsar Telos XL50 LRF thermal monocular. But before we do, I just want to give a huge shout out to Logan over at Fall River Shooters. I've mentioned it numerous times before, you guys, but Logan is my guy. Thermal optics is his thing. He knows them inside and out. Loves to earn your business, answers the telephone, cares about his customers before, during, and after the sale. Give him a shout out, guys. I'm going to drop his phone number down below, fallrivershooters.com, if you want to check out his website. If you do hit him up, tell him Cody over at Own the Hunt sent you, and you won't be sorry, guys. So let's get on with this review. So Pulsar, no stranger to the thermal game, very near and dear to my heart. I'm a huge Pulsar fan, always have been, probably always will be. This Telos XL50, while not my favorite thermal monocular, certainly punches hard, okay? And we're gonna talk about that. But before we do, let's just bring out some of the basic high-level specs on this thing, guys. This is a 1024 by 768 thermal monocular, so it does feature Pulsar's new HD thermal sensor. What does that mean? Well, it means amazing image quality, right? So it is the top of the line as far as Pulsar is concerned, as far as image quality goes. This is a 2.5 base magnification monocular, and it features some very, very cool tech. One of which is a laser rangefinder, as well as a zoom or magnification wheel up here, or not wheel, but ring, if you will. So when you go to focus or zoom this thing, you've got a wheel for zoom and you got a wheel for focus, two separate rings. They work great. Real quick, guys, price on this unit is $49.99, I believe, right now, as of August of 2024. Probably won't change for a while. This thing kind of just came out not too long ago. I think that's a little high, and I'll tell you why, is because there's a lot of other competitors on the market, not necessarily with LRF built in per se, but that can punch high with this thing as far as image quality is concerned. And I'll get into that in a little bit, but in my mind, price is a little high on this unit. Additionally, Pulsar created the XP50 Telos with LRF and without, and I think it is kind of the XL50 killer, and so I don't necessarily see why anyone would really buy this one over the XP50 LRF. They're both a 2.5 base magnification, and you know, the XP is a 640, so not quite as high a resolution as the XL, but it comes with a sub 18 millikelvin sensor versus this one is a sub 40 millikelvin sensor. Now, I've explained the NETD rating or millikelvins on the channel quite a few times. I'm just going to do it again because if you're unsure what that means, basically it's the thermal sensor's ability to differentiate between different heat or temperatures, okay? And so the lower the number, the better. Usually the better performance in poor quality weather, like fog, humidity, rain, things like that. So in perfect weather conditions, this XL50 is going to absolutely blow your mind when it comes to image quality, even next to the XP50, okay? So that's in perfect weather conditions. Take this XL50, take it out in a very, very high humid environment or some rain, put it next to the XP50 with the sub 18 millikelvin sensor, and you're probably going to get a better image quality out of that XP50 than you are with this XL50, okay? Even though the XL50 is a higher resolution, it isn't necessarily going to provide the better image quality in those poor conditions. And so that's kind of why I say that when Pulsar created the XP50, which they did before this XL50, they sort of, I guess, handcuffed themselves. I don't really understand. So while I do think this XL50 is an amazing, awesome unit, I don't know why you would spend the extra $1,000 on the XL50 LRF versus the XP50 LRF. So in my mind, it's almost a perfect monocular. I do think I would purchase the XP50 over this one, and those are the reasons why. Both 2.5 base magnification, so you're not sacrificing any sort of base mag, anything like that. Both available with an LRF, and so I'm gonna get that out of the way early. But I am gonna get into a review on this product. So what are some things I really like about this product? One, I like the form factor. I really like what Pulsar did with the overall shape and design. It's a little bit long on the long side, but it's okay. It makes for easy to get to focus ring and magnification ring. So I'm cool with that. It's not very heavy, but it is a little on the heavy side. It's very comparable to my AGM Sidewinder in weight. So, you know, not a big problem there with weight. I love what they did with the rear diopter. A very nice ring, easy to get a hold of. It's a little on the loose side, so it can come out of whack. So if you have it adjusted just how you like, this rear diopter can get bumped out of whack just by like sliding against your clothing and things like that. But that rear diopter, I'll kind of show you guys. You just turn this wheel and adjust the image inside. You're basically trying to get the menus and all the text on the screen nice and clear. That's what that rear diopter focus is for. And then you use your front focal ring for actually focusing the image. Like if you're looking at deer or coyotes or whatever at certain range, you're going to use that front focus as the ring for doing that. So I really do like the form factor, guys. Pulsar just introduced something that's very cool, something that I've asked for, kind of in a roundabout way. I never actually asked for it from Pulsar, but I did talk about it in my review on the Axion thermal monocular. But they made the hand strap fully reversible. So you can reverse this hand strap around, which for lefties is a dream because I am a lefty and I do scan with my left hand. Now, I do like what they did with that. I think it's awesome. However, if you want to use a lanyard on this monocular, and I mean like a strap style lanyard or something with some thin webbing like this, what you're gonna have to do is likely take this hand strap off and lace your webbing or your lanyard through that, because they didn't really include a good attachment point for a lanyard on this aside from where the hand strap is. And so that's kind of a disappointment for me. I'd like to be able to have the hand strap as well as another lanyard attachment point. There is something down here on the bottom of the unit. I don't really know what it is, if I'm being honest. I've tried to look at it and decide if it was some type of lanyard loop or hole. It doesn't appear to be, so I'm gonna say it doesn't have one. The battery door, not a huge fan of this battery door, you guys. I think Pulsar should have done a little bit better job with this battery door. You may be able to tell there is kind of a line or a gap that almost looks like a separation on the battery door, and it's not like it's protruding from the body much, but you can feel it. It doesn't sit perfectly flush and contour with the side of the unit. But what really bugs me is it's only got this single tab here for taking the battery in and out. So this single tab here, you push it, it releases the battery from the unit, and you can take it out. Then there are these ears, and I'll try to get a good close-up of that. There's ears on the side of this battery door, and those ears, I'm talking about these right here. I'm trying to get you guys a good footage of that. There's an ear right here, and those need to lock in to the side of the body, and they don't both lock in at the exact same time. So you really kind of have to push on the battery unit and just make sure that you get it in there and get it seated well. I'll try to show you what I mean. Like if I push on this right now, try to get this focused. If I push on this right now, it's in, and you'll notice it's not really like in up here. So you got to kind of push on that too. So I don't know. I'm not loving this battery door. I don't think it's my favorite for sure. I did really love what they had done on the Axion 2 with the little twist battery. You could pull it in, twist another one in. It had like a quarter turn lock. I loved that. Kind of wish they had done just, I don't know, something a little different than this. With that said, the battery's pretty cool. It does have a USB-C port built right into the battery, so you can charge the battery, no problems. And I kind of like that because you don't need like a special charging cradle or dock to put the battery in. So that's kind of neat. You can just plug it into any USB-C cable and off you go. So this eye cup here, this is something kind of new that they've done. So they've got this raised protruded section here, and it is very comfortable. It's actually kind of squishy. I don't think many people can tell, but that's actually pretty squishy. It's pretty comfortable against the eye. And then you've got this flap right here, and you can either put that down and Pulsar put an actual like notch in the flap so that it'll stay down and it's meant to go up or down. It won't like break over time. I really like what they did there. It's also fully reversible, so you can just like move it to whichever side you want and put it up to your eye, and it will kind of cover the outside edge of your eye. Very, very comfortable eye cup. No complaints with that whatsoever. I think they did a great job. There's also a USB-C port right here on the device. That is going to be how you charge and get data off of the device. It just has a nice rubber cover that covers it, keeps it protected. I will say that if you're gonna run the hand strap on the left-hand side, it can be a little challenging to get this battery in and out. So, you know, keep that in mind. If you guys are a lefty like me and you run that on the side, it can, you know, when you go to take the battery out, you're gonna have to pull this hand strap aside and just kind of do that. It's really not a big deal, you guys. It's very easy. One really cool thing about this thing is it has haptic feedback. And so haptic feedback is basically, iPhones have had it for years, but when you put this battery in, the device will kind of vibrate, and it's got like a little vibration motor in it to let you know, hey, the battery's in, it's seated, it's good to go. When you turn the unit on, press and hold the power button, you can feel it vibrate, telling you, hey, the unit's on. So that's a really cool feature. I've never seen that before, so Pulsar definitely coming out with some innovation there, how they can utilize haptic feedback technology in a thermal monocular. Has this really nice lens cap, very Pulsar-esque stuff we've seen for quite some time on all the thermion scopes that they've been putting out. Very nice lens cap. I really enjoy it. It clips in very nice, beds against the side of the unit really well. It is fully reversible. You have to take it off though. It doesn't actually spin around, and then you have to put it back on the other way and put it on like that. So it's kind of got some keyed notches in it, and that's how that works. Very, very simple though once you figure that out. The LRF on this unit, very, very good. I will say that I'm not a fan of LRFs on monoculars, and the reason why is because it can be very difficult to get an accurate range at a long distance. And when I say a long distance, I mean 300 yards or more, 200 yards and in or so, you're gonna be just fine. But it's hard to hold this unit up and hold it perfectly still to where you're not shaking a little bit to throw off the LRF unit and what it's pointing at. So not a big fan of LRFs on monoculars. I prefer them on my scopes. One thing is that you're paying quite a bit more to have this LRF built into this monocular. And so my preference would be buy it without it, because if you have a scope with LRF, you don't really need it on your monocular. Now, if you don't have LRF with your scope, I'd say certainly spring for it with your monocular, and that way you at least have some way of ranging, especially if you're hunting properties you're not real familiar with, or a new property and you want to go get some ranges so you get more familiar with, you know, hey, there's a rock at 200 yards. Hey, there's that tree line's 400 yards. Things like that. The LRF can come in really handy for that. I had no issues with this LRF unit. I thought it worked extremely well, just as well as it does on the Pulsar Thermion LRF units, the scopes. Really, really good LRF unit. Guys, I don't have a lot of bad to say about this monocular. I think it's a great unit. I do think that Pulsar probably should have, I don't know, probably should have put a lower NETD sensor in this, somewhere around the sub 25 millikelvin rating. That would have been respectable. I think it would have been an easier sell for me if they would have done that. With that said, guys, the image quality in good weather conditions is literally incredible. I mean, I'm talking crisp. I'm identifying deer and stuff with this way out to 500 yards. It's very, very nice. You know, I like to nitpick things, and that's really the only thing I can really nitpick on this monocular. It's a pleasure to use. It's very nice. Battery life's okay. It's not amazing. So you're probably going to want to pick up another one of these Pulsar batteries. And these are a new battery. They're new for the Teloses. This is the LPS battery system. This is the 7i, and they use a special door that kind of snaps onto the battery, and Pulsar does include another one of those doors in the box. But you know, it's one of those things, if you're gonna have this unit, you should probably pick up a spare battery just so you have it. This has all of your typical Pulsar features, guys. The same menu that everyone's come to like from Pulsar. Very, very user-friendly. You know, very feature-rich. Lots of ability to dial in your image, get a good, crisp, clean image. So, you know, Pulsar, top of the line as far as I'm concerned when it comes to stuff like that. And, you know, build quality, phenomenal. Has this really nice rubberized housing. Just such a nice unit overall. Feels extremely nice. Feels very well built. You know, I'm nitpicking little dumb things because I can, and that's because Pulsar is good for it. You know, they have damn near perfected almost everything they've done, so have to nitpick at this point. But let's go over what's in the box. So with Pulsar, you get that kind of very, you know, Pulsar-esque packaging, stuff we've seen for quite some time. Pulsar LRF XL50 right there. Let's go ahead and open that box. Same kind of box you're gonna see. This is new. I believe this comes with all of their Telos models, I would think. Maybe just the XL, but I haven't actually done an unboxing on any other Telos models, but kind of a cool little pouch, really. It's got some MOLLE webbing on the back here and some strappage, so you could MOLLE web it to a backpack, or, you know, you could try to maybe rig this pack up to like a tripod leg, or even use the included straps. This comes with an included straps. I believe this is some type of harness, so you could use that and hook it up to this and probably run this as like a chest mounted pack. And I will say the unit actually fits in here very nicely. So, you know, it's a really good home for it. And then you just pop this up over it. It's kind of a stretchy lid. And I gotta tell you, this is a very nice protective case. Pulsar actually really did a nice job with it. So really wanted to cover that. So that comes with it. The unit just comes shipped inside that case. Whoops, throwing stuff. But also in this package, you get a box. And in this box are some of your essentials, things you're gonna need. This right here is a battery protector. So this slides on over your battery. If you're like storing your battery or traveling with it, it'll keep the contacts on the battery protected so they don't get damaged, or water or anything like that. And then this is that additional battery door I was telling you about, guys. This is something they include with it, and I believe when you buy the battery, it doesn't come with this. I think you have to put this on it. So if you needed additional ones of these, if you say you wanted a third battery, I think you probably have to buy this. I don't know that for certain, but it's the only reason I can think they provide a second one. The only other reason I can think is if maybe they've had issues with these batteries and or with these doors, and they've included a second one in case you break one or something bad happens to it. That's all I can really think of, guys. I don't really know the details on that. Then you get your Pulsar charging brick, and you get your Pulsar USB-C cable that comes with pretty much every Pulsar unit these days. And that's it, guys. So do I think this is a good unit? Yes, I think it's a phenomenal unit. Do I think it's a little overpriced? Yes, at $5,000, I think it's a little overpriced. Biggest reason being is that the XP50, like I mentioned, you guys, it's equally as good as this device. And the reason being is that lower NETD rating at sub 18 millikelvin. That's really, really impressive. Honestly, that's an industry best. And so for that reason, for $1,000 less, you can get that XP50. You get that better NETD rating, you get the better performance in poor quality, poor weather conditions. I don't know, guys. If I had to pick, I'd honestly pick that XP50. And probably without the LRF, it's even cheaper than $4,000 without the LRF. I wanna say it's like, I can check right now, I'm on their Pulsar's website. Actually, I'm not on Pulsar's website because their prices are a little higher. So the Telos XP50 LRF is $39.99, and the Pulsar XP50 non-LRF is $3,500. So, man, I gotta be honest, I'm probably going with that XP50 non-LRF all day long at $3,500, guys. That is a sweet unit for the money. I forgot to mention, these things have built-in microphone, and they do an awesome job. And you know what? I'm an idiot. I think, I talked about this earlier, saying I'm not sure what this is. This is probably, if my camera will focus, this is probably the microphone, if I'm being honest, you guys. The audio from these is actually phenomenal. Guy I hunt with sometimes, Seth Edwards. He's got a YouTube channel. Check him out, Seth Edwards Outdoors. He records with his Telos unit, and the audio from that thing is very good. Very, very, very good. So from a monocular to get nice, clean, crisp audio is pretty sweet. So anyway, guys, that's really it. I'm blown away by the image quality of this thing in great weather condition. In poor weather condition, I'm underwhelmed by it. It just doesn't do as well as I would like it to. I even found myself gravitating back to my Sidewinder 384 because I was hunting in some very, very high humid conditions, and it actually was easier to use that unit in those conditions than it was this XL50. Just the image really just fell apart in humid conditions, and I don't believe that would happen to you if you were running the XP50. So for that reason, I really have to recommend that XP50. I think I've said that a million times by now in this video, but that's my 2 cents, guys. I hope this video helped. And until next time on Own the Hunt, we'll see you later.
Hey.